there is a 20% attrition in the sales rep. The payout cycle, which they expected to be just 1 week, or within a 1 week itself only, was 4 weeks to 7 weeks. Found out like what they were doing was they were utilizing. Now, what we did was we utilized SPIFF in order to help them out. We saw 85% reduction in the disputes that they were having. The payout cycle, which used to be 4 weeks to 7 weeks, was just cut down 5 days itself only, because we had a great tool, we had a great platform with such transparency itself only. So good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming in this early into the session. I'm really happy to be here. This is my first time being the speaker. I've been coming to Dreamforce for 3 times. So yeah, with that, let's deep dive into it. So today's session is going to be fixed commission chaos with SPIFF transparency. With that, here's the QR code. So if you scan it and if you provide feedback on how well did I do, maybe you will be able to get a Starbucks coupon itself only. This is a generic forward-looking statement which simply states that you should not be making any buying or purchasing decisions based on only what I'm showcasing here. Do your own research, reach out to your AE, reach out to your partner before making any purchasing decisions. My name is Vishwajit Srivastava. You can call me VJ for short. I've been Salesforce ecosystem for more than 10 years now. And right now I'm working as the co-founder and the CTO at Cyntexa, where I'm leading a team of 400 plus professionals, where we are a Salesforce Summit level consulting partner. With that, let's just deep dive into it. So how many of you are the ones who have ever handled the chaos in commissions, either as a sales rep or either as an admin? Oh, that's great. That's great. So yeah, over here we have a use case where we were working with a US-based customer that was having customers across North America. They were providing solar equipments, batteries, power cells, and they were also providing various services as well. They were providing services for installation, support as well, and then consulting as well. And they wanted to scale their business. As they started doing that, they started to see some gaps in their platform. They started to see some gaps in their processes and their systems. When we got onboarded and when we started looking into it, like what's happening, we saw like there is a 20% attrition in the sales rep, where they are not actually, happy with the way the platform, the way their system is working right now. And that is kind of causing chaos across the teams itself only. The sales rep were 100 plus, and to support that, there were 40 plus people in the operations and in finance department to kind of support their commission cycle, their entire sales processes. But what was happening for them was their primary time for the sales team, of the finance team and the operations team, was in fixing disputes, in doing reconciliation itself only. Now, why was that happening? When we started looking into it, we found out like what they were doing was they were utilizing Excel. They were using Excel for doing commission calculations. So there were a lot of formulas, a lot of calculations, and if you ever have to kind of submit your commission for approval, you would do it manually. That was simply wasting a lot of time. And if anybody ever wanted to kind of simply go and wanted to have clarity, like a sales rep who is making a sale of, let's say, $50,000 deal, he wanted to know how much money I'm going to make from this. He would have to go into the Excel and enter those details over there, which was simply not at all the right way of doing it. It was simply creating chaos, and they had to do extra time to put in that information and get that clarity, which was not making any sense. Then they had commission errors because it was all manual. So there were a lot of commission errors. There were a lot of issues where they were saying like, I was supposed to get this much, not the one that you have provided me. So that was also there. So there was chaos. And along with that, since it was manual process, since the approval was going on manual as well, what happened was the payout cycle, which they expected to be just 1 week or within a 1 week itself only, was 4 weeks to 7 weeks, which was just frustrating for the sales rep, because they wanted to be getting those commissions on. They heavily and very hardworkingly worked onto it. So that was not there. And then they had some complex rule because it was across North America. There were various overlapping claims and inconsistency as well. Now, why was that? Because they had tier-based volume where if you are making a sale, then you would be getting 5% commission. But let's say if you have crossed that threshold, now you are above the threshold and you are making a sale of, let's say, 50,000 to 75,000, you would be getting 7% commission. If you are going beyond that, if you are making 75,000 more, then you would be getting 10% commission. So they wanted that, but that was not something easily achievable with the process that they were doing with Excel. Then they also wanted to have quarter-based incentives as well. Let's say you are having a new solid-state battery that they wanted to sell. If you achieve that 200 count, then you would be getting additional bonus. Then, since it was such a big business across America itself only, and there were a lot of people involved, a lot of times what happened was a lot of people were involved in a deal itself only. So they wanted to split as well. Like if there are two sales rep, 50-50 commission will be there. If there is a consultant involved in actually the making the sale, then the consultant would be having 20% incentive and the 80% would be of the sales rep. Now they wanted that as well. Then they wanted location-based incentives as well. So they were trying to expand. So there were certain markets which was not doing well for them. So what they did was they simply said, if you are making a sale in the state of Wyoming, maybe in the state of Minnesota itself only, then we would be giving you additional $200,000 on each of the sale. So things like that they wanted as well. And then there were some more bonuses as well, some more logics as well they wanted. Now, this was the complete platform. This was the complete system which was happening. Now they wanted to fix that. So this is I would say, a way or a standard process that we follow. Whenever we implement SPIFF, there might be some modifications to it, but this is what we did. First of all, we actually understood like what is it that the stakeholders actually wanted, what their systems were doing right now, how they were doing it, and what is it that they wanted to achieve with it. What were the various approval processes, manual processes involved into the scene itself only. So we first understood that. So we first sat down with the stakeholders, understood each and everything, figured out what is it that they wanted, how they wanted it, and then we started working towards it. So the first thing was get the data right. We need the data that is going to be utilized to provide the right incentive, that is going to be provide the right commission itself only. So we brought in the data from Salesforce. They were using Sales Cloud and CPQ, now Revenue Cloud. And they also wanted to leverage some of the data from their ERP platform as well. So we brought in all of that data into SPIFF. Once we did that, we set up right roles, right users, right team hierarchies. So we are able to, have the right users and their right teams as well. So we can assign right quotas to them. We can provide right incentives to the sales manager who is managing a team of 5 people, 7 people. So we've set up those assigned roles, and we defined their access controls as well, like what they would be able to see, how they would be able to see it. So we worked on that. Then we set and assigned quotas. We identified, okay, if these users are from New York region, then these are going to be the quota for them. If they are from California region, these are going to be the quota for them. These are the quota that is going to be for the team itself only. We work towards that. And then we created commission plans. Now, what commission plans were? So commission plans is basically defining like for how long to how long this particular commission would be active. What that means is like from 1st of January till 31st of December, this will be the commission which would be active, where we would be giving them 5% commission up till $50,000. We would be giving them 7% commission up to 75%, up to $75,000. Things like that we defined, and we also defined various rules as well. Like this commission plan is for this region, this commission plan is for this region. We did that, and then came the payout rules. Payout rules were the actual logic where we define how much revenue, if they are creating, how much commission they would be getting. Okay, if they are making a sale in an area, in a region where we did not have any customers, we would be giving them bonus. Where we define like if they are making sale of our exclusive products, we would be giving them additional bonuses. And over there itself only we define guardrails as well. What those mean is like, in a quarter, we would only be giving $200,000 maximum incentive to an individual. We defined that. Then we handled clawbacks as well. What that means is, let's say, if you had closed a deal, you got paid for it. But after, within 90 days itself only, the deal fell through and the customer had tried it. We were taking that amount as well. So we were doing that negative calculation as well. So we configured payout rules. That is exactly the piece where the actual heavy lifting of, calculation was being done. Then we had commission statements, where we created statements and that would providing the clarity to the sales rep itself only, like how much money I am getting paid, what are the various components from it, what deal is giving me this particular amount, like this deal is giving me this particular amount. So we created that, and then we also handled automation. We also handled approvals as well. What we wanted to automate in approval processes, we did that. If there were any manual approvals that was required, let's say your sales rep, for this particular scenario, the organization wanted, if the incentive is more than $100,000 in a quarter, then approval would be required from the manager. So things like that were defined in the commission statements, where we defined approval processes as well, defined what level of approval needs to go through. Lastly, we utilized reports and dashboards, which actually help the sales rep see how much commission I am going to get, where I am standing against the quota that was assigned to me, and how well I am doing over there. For the sales manager, they would be able to see where we are standing from team quota attainment itself only, and how well my team members are doing. Like maybe Alex is doing really good in the quota that was assigned to him. Henry is, falling a little bit behind. Maybe I need to guide him how to work towards that. So things like that we did. Now, this was the complete process that we followed. Now, what happened with that? So first of all, what happened was automated tier-based calculation. Whenever a sales rep is creating an opportunity and he is adding all those products, he is providing all of that detail, whether it's a multi-year deal, whatever it is, they were able to see in real time on the opportunity page itself only, like how much incentive I'm going to get from this deal itself only. They were able to get that clarity. So if they make any more changes, like instead of providing them this type of battery, if I provide them this type of battery, my incentive would be this much. So they were having real-time updates over there itself only. Then we had role-based splits as well. So let's say if a consultant is working along with the account executive, so account executive would be able to see, okay, I would be getting $80,000 in incentive, for example. If the consultant would be viewing it, then he would see I'm getting $20,000, because that is how the split was: 80% for the account executive, 20% for the consultant itself only. Things like that we configured. Then quota tracking was easily visible, so they were able to see like how far I am, how well I have to do, what all things I need to work around that. Then we added location and milestone adjustments as well, so they were able to see quickly, I am closing this deal in the state of Wyoming itself only, then I am going to get 4,000 additional, as a bonus itself only. We provided that. Then real-time statements and dashboards give them the instant visibility. If you remember, initially I said there was no visibility because they were doing it all manual via Excel. But with real-time statements and dashboard, they were having that clarity all the time. They simply have to go to the page for reports and dashboard, and they had that clarity. Okay, how much I'm going to make, what's going to look like. Now, since I don't have a demo involved into it, I have tried to capture how that transparency was looking like. So this is the sample, I would say, that I have taken a screenshot. So on the right-hand side, you are able to see, how much incentive I'm going to get. So I'm getting $43,054.10 as incentive. On the left-hand side, you can see what are all the components of it. So we have 18,840 as quota attainment, because that is what I got. Because I reached my quota, I am getting this much. Tier-based payout is something that, okay, I'm getting $17,120.10 for that. Then things like that they are able to see. And at the bottom, we are able to see the actual opportunity level incentive. Okay, for deal name, this one, I'm getting, commission of this dollar and commission of this much. So we are able to view that. Now, this is not the actual, I would say, screenshot of the customer. I have created it only for the sake of this presentation. So you might see some of the numbers that doesn't add up, but yeah, it should be giving you a high level idea of how it was working and what all things were happening in there. Now, these were the impact. Once we did that, once we implemented it, after I would say 4 months, we did a, I would say, assessment of how well the system is doing. Once we went go live, we saw 85% reduction in the disputes that they were having. There were 85% reduction in the disputes that they were having on a regular basis. The payout cycle, which used to be 4 weeks to 7 weeks, was just cut down 5 days itself only, because we had a great tool, we had a great platform with such transparency itself only. Then 3 hours worth of time was saved for the operations team and the finance team, since they weren't doing manual reconciliation, they weren't handling the disputes. Even if they had disputes, SPIFF has a great way of raising the dispute from Salesforce itself only, and you can simply work it from there itself only. If you are having approval, all of that is also visible in Salesforce, and you can go through them easily. So that saved 3 hours worth of time every week. So 40 people, 3 hours, 120 hours worth of time saved almost on a weekly basis itself only. So these were the results for them. So with that, I think I will open it up for Q&A. Meanwhile, you guys can ask. Yeah.
So when you have the sales rep dashboard and it shows them what they should be paid for that period, it's only going to that dashboard after it's been approved for payment, not before?
No, they're able to see it in real time as well. Like you can go to the, like at any point of time, you can go to the dashboard and get the visibility. Okay, this much amount I'm going to get paid. So sales rep can simply go over there and they always have that clarity.
Which is not active on the system.
Not really. Yeah.
How let's say your jobs where how do you show the commission for a job where they're putting in the tier, but if they get other jobs, they'll be over tier. So how do you show them in the dashboard? Right, so say somebody gets a bonus of getting over $500,000 in sales in a 4-H. And when they book a job, we're at $300,000 in sales, but other jobs would have taken them over $500,000 in sales. Does it just not show until they get over the threshold?
So as soon as they go to the opportunity itself only, the commission estimator will show them like, okay, right now I'm getting this much, but the deal hasn't closed. If the deal would have closed, then they would be able to see the actual amount that they are getting from it. So up till the deal isn't closed, they would be able to view the information of how much they are getting paid. So let's say if they are in the 5% tier commission, so if they are going to that opportunity, they would be able to see, okay, I'm going to get $5,000 as incentive. But let's say some other deals may have closed. Now they are in the 7% tier, itself only. Now, if they go back to that opportunity, they would be able to see the updated value, which is 7,000. So that's how dynamic it is.
Okay, so it really shows you the minimum commission until you get over the tier.
Yeah, whatever the tier you are in, it will provide you, it will show you the information over there and then itself only. Yeah, good morning.
I didn't hear you.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about acceptance or your monetization because in lots of these sets of what commission, can we still use this process and how much integrate acceptance?
So like, can you give me an example of a scenario?
Someone did not make your quota, but there were these some things that you buy or manager wants to override that. And that creates a major link in my company and it's kind of going back to these self.
So
there's a lot of
all right, so there are various ways where we can kind of handle these kind of situations as well. So we can create a custom field where if you want to kind of use it as an exception. If somebody want to kind of override whatever was utilized, they can simply make it as true, and then the commission would not be calculated basis on the rules we have behind. The new rules that you want to utilize, we can utilize that as well. So we can define in the payout rules however you want to utilize in that case. Yeah. I think
for this question on the setup and ability to flexibility related to and quickly delete more files. Like what native capability is there to set up different submission structure based on the same promise? Or and if there's a mixed opportunity where there's multiple products, will it calculate each individual commission based on like a product split as well as an opportunity split?
yeah, that is possible as well. We can split it based on the products as well. We can define it in the payout rules. Like if you want if this particular product is being utilized, we want to give this much. If this product is being utilized or is being sold, then we want to give it this much. We can do that.
Okay.
I think we would be wrapping it up. If you have more questions, I would be right over there. I would love to connect with you and help you guys out. And I may have some things for you as well. So yeah, we can get connected over there. Thank you, everyone.